your engines.
The engine to fire at the world's fastest stock car facility, Talladega Superspeedway, where today we'll see legendary speed and even a few legendary names.
It's a piece of racing history, a famous family with a winning tradition, like father, like son, like grandson. The Petty blood boils with a desire to race and win. Kyle did win in his first ARCA start and has carried the spirit of the king into Winston Cup. Now a new generation. 18-year-old Adam sees a clear path for this Petty to follow, racing and winning, hoping for a place in NASCAR history next to Kyle and the king. It has been an emotional season for young Adam Petty, just a kid who graduated high school in June. A summer of lessons learned, some very difficult. But the most recent lesson was how to win in the ARCA series in his first ever ARCA start. Today, a good qualifying position, and he's ready to race at Talladega. Normally, Kyle Petty is a member of our broadcast crew on Saturdays, but today he got a better paying job. Crew chief and car owner in the ARCA series. Your son makes his Talladega debut. How do you feel?
I won't say it's a better paying job. This is costing me money to be down here right now, but extremely proud. You know, I said it last week. I've seen my father win races. I've won races. But when your children do something, it's something that's incredible. And to think that Adam wants to drive a race car and wants to do what I did and my grandfather has done before me and my father, it's pretty special for our family. So we're just counting on coming down here and get some experience and see where we go from there. But we're extremely proud of him.
Good luck. We'll miss you today.
Thank you, man.
He actually said he was more nervous for his son last week at Charlotte. Today, Adam Petty is ready to race, but he's just one fresh face in a field full of veteran talent.
The scintillating 46th season for the Ohio-based ARCA series has been but a blur for fans and competitors alike. It has been a year filled with close racing, close calls, and incredible comebacks. Three-time champion Tim Steele climbed back into victory lane in June after overcoming a career-threatening head injury. But the points chase this year belongs to this familiar face, Indiana's Frank Kimmel, whose 9 wins to date have him dusting off a place for his first championship trophy. But 2 races remain, and twists and turns can take their toll, particularly today at a treacherous track called Talladega.
You know, it was back in 1997 when Tim Steele really set the world on fire here in the ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde series. Imagine it, folks. He won 12 races on the way to his 3rd championship. Just an unbelievable year. But this season, Tim Steele has been an infrequent competitor in the ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde series. Yeah, he's won 3 races, but today he's in really good shape because he starts the Winn-Dixie 300 from the pole position. But there are a lot of other drivers in this field that would love to pick up their first ever win. As a matter of fact, in the top 10 qualifiers, only 3 drivers have ever won any race, let alone on a big track like here at Talladega. But in this field, there are some interesting stories, including Frank Kimmel. The driver of the number 46 car today hopes to gain an additional 26 points on Mark Gibson. If he's able to do that, he will clinch his first ever ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series title. But one other driver we have to keep our eye on today is Mark Thompson, the driver of the Phoenix Air number 66 Ford. This driver was critically injured at Atlanta earlier this year. He had a very serious head injury after a tough crash. Mark Thompson is back in the seat for the very first time. Will he be able to go to the front and race with these guys today? Well, we'll all find out together.
ESPN Speed World welcomes you to Talladega Superspeedway for today's coverage of the ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series Winn-Dixie 300. With just 2 events remaining on the $3 million tour, you already know that Mark Gibson has a 500-point deficit, but mathematically, he still has a chance. But look back in 4th and 5th, Bill Barrett and Andy Belmont, they are waging a battle not only in the point standings, but for Rookie of the Year. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch, along with Benny Parsons. Glad to have you with us. Now, Benny, I looked at the starting lineup, and the first thing that jumps out at me, from 1st to 40th, 20 miles per hour difference.
Yeah, you know, folks, if you're accustomed to seeing a Winston Cup lineup, you see the speeds right together. But this is the way it used to be. In NASCAR Winston Cup, that's the way it used to be. 15, 20 miles per hour between the first and second. That's what these guys are trying to learn how to do, is be Winston Cup drivers.
Indeed, as the field rolls into racing, we've got a lot of action coming your way on a white-knuckle weekend here at Atlanta today. Happy hour at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow, RPM today at noon Eastern. Then NASCAR today at 12:30 Eastern. Then Bob Jenkins, Ned Jarrett, John Kern will join us for our live flag-to-flag coverage of the 30th running of the NASCAR Winston Cup Winston 500. And of course, later in the afternoon on the news, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at 5 Eastern Time and the NHRA Drag Racing Pennzoil Nationals. All that action coming your way this weekend. Back with the starting lineup and the green flag in a moment. 31 Chevrolets, 7 Fords, and 5 Pontiacs. As we take a look at our starting grid, 30-year-old Tim Steele, a 3-time series champion, will lead him down on the inside of row 1. And a rookie driver, Bill Baird, who was a pole sitter at Daytona, flanks him outside. Back in row 2, Danny Pardis, in his sophomore season, has been impressive. And Alabama driver, Doug Reed. Back in row 3, Mark Thompson makes his return after that violent crash in Atlanta in March. And Bobby Gerhart, former Rookie of the Year. There's row 4, Tim Feeder with the Busch Series Rex. And Hamilton, a second-generation driver. And as you look at the rest of the field, Benny, a lot of young drivers spattered to the field and some veterans like Mark Gibson hoping to be able to possibly somehow make up a 500-point deficit.
Yeah, we see Mark Britter from nearby Hueytown, Alabama. Kevin Ray from East Timoga, about 3 or 4 miles from here. So a lot of young talent. And we see Bobby Donner making an infrequent ARCA start.
There were 47 cars here attempting to qualify. They would only start 40, 36 by virtue of speed, and 4 provisional starters. Brian Kahns, the young man who was a short track ace. There's Andy Belmont, second in the rookie point standings. Bob Strait, the longtime veteran, driving for Jack Boucher. David Boggs, the former NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year back in 1970.
As we come down to the line, almost ready to take the green flag, we see Mark Thompson's midway out. There's Glenn Morgan's Texas Marine onboard camera. Bobby Gerhart alongside with him today. And there's our pole sitter. There's Frank Kimmel. And all these cars anticipating the green flag. And wow, looks like Steele has already got a brake jump.
Wetzel waving the green flag, 300 miles, 113 laps, the longest race of the year for the ARCA competitors here at Talladega Superspeedway. See how wide that back straightaway is, 45 feet wide with a 12-foot apron.
See Matt Hutter, the 1 car, and Tim Feed was side by side.
Adam Petty right in the middle of that as those cars are side by side and now speeds of 189 to 190 miles per hour. First time by.
Yes, everyone was concerned about Tim Steele being able to drive away. And Kyle Petty is pacing the pit area. He looks at, here comes Speedo on the outside, Thompson on the inside.
That is Danny Pardis with car number 42 in the middle there. 3 wide as Pardis is a meat and that sandwich. Here goes Thompson on the inside. Looking at the back of his Midway Island Ford. Back at Matt Hutter's car number 1. They slide on the bottom of the racetrack and move beneath the threatening car of Tim Fedewa. That is 4th position. Thompson is 3rd. Fedewa back in 5th spot with Hutter, the 1 car. Now watch it. There is Adam Petty all the way down on the apron here in the trioval.
That was Bobby Gerhart, the side car. He was trying to get by. Now we see Gerhart is trying to get back by Adam Petty and will do so. Oh, just puts him off the racetrack. Now cars going by on the inside and outside. Adam Petty is getting a strong lesson today in drafting at Talladega.
Got to wonder if Kyle Petty's heart didn't skip a beat when he saw that move right in front of him. He is, of course, calling the action from Adam's pit. As you watch them, they are side by side.
catch up with Tim Steele. Looks like Steele was going to break away from the group, but those two broke out of this group and were able to together run down Tim Steele.
Now looking back from Tim Steele's rear bumper, three-time and defending ARCA Series champion in the car number 16, the HSI Ford Ernie Elliott motor in that car. Steele and Thompson were the two quickest cars in practice, but everyone thought Steele would be the man today.
That's a great battle for fourth place on back. A terrific battle. And there we see Andy Hillenberg in his car trying to dive out and get on the inside of Partis. Can't do it. Meanwhile, Fiedel in the 83 car losing some spots. And here comes Adam Petty just in the right side of your picture. You know, almost saw him.
That's the separation. Those front three, first, second, and third. There's the fourth place car. There's Bobby Gerhardt in the middle of the pack, the car number 5. And we've got trouble up off of turn 4. A couple of cars slipping and sliding. One car in the wall, one car sliding down across a racetrack.
Looks like Thad, no, Star said it was Thad Coker, but it isn't.
Cars still spinning and slipping.
Oh, they're still right, yes.
One car sliding down across the banking as the first caution flag today comes out.
That's Mark Brenner, the 57 car. We see some damage to the left front of that automobile.
There's a 28 car that's been sitting there. That's the efforts of Mike Harmon out of Birmingport, Alabama.
It's some pretty heavy damage to that car. You'll see Mark Brenner trying to get back to the pit area. His car is still rolling. So Mark is okay. That's good news.
Well, early on here, lap number 4, it breaks loose in a hurry at Talladega Superspeedway. Hank Wetzel waving the caution flag. We'll come back and sort out who all was involved in just a moment. In here for the first time today, and it all broke loose on lap number 4.
Coming off turn 4, the yellow car, Brian Kahn, gets a little tap from another car, which turns him around. And then as he goes back up the racetrack, as these cars have a tendency to do, other cars will come along, try to dodge. And when they do, guess what? You know, I got to turn left and boom. That's Mike Harmon, the dark car, runs into Russell Landrum in the blue and white car. So that's a 3-car wreck, right? Well, down in 1 and 2 when the car slowed down. When Mark Gibson slowed down in the 59 car, Doug Reed turned under to miss him. And meanwhile, he gets bumped from behind. Around he goes. And he'll go back across the racetrack as well. Watch this. These cars will spin down. Now they're going to shoot back across the racetrack. And watch Mark Brenner come into this deal in the 57 car, the red car. Cars going by. Watch there. Boom. Mike Giacchetti almost spins down through the grass. Now Frank Kimmel will look back and see this and see the cars spinning around. Oh, he goes by the car. The spinning car of Doug Reed. And and all of a sudden there we see Brenner go bam up and slam the wall. Now Glenn Morgan goes in the corner. He's waving his arm to the guys behind. That's good, Glenn. Hey, I'm slowing down, guys. Slowing down. And it's a good thing you slowed down, because watch this. Better put both hands on the steering wheel, because it's going to get close. Good job, Glenn. Right through the middle of him.
All right, let's check in the pits with an update with Bill Weber.
Well, Frank Kimmel's chasing a championship. Rough start to his day, though. He's dropped 3 positions. He started 12th, currently scored his 15th. Says he can't find a drafting partner to help him find his way to the front. He might have one now. Bill Baird, who qualified second, is directly behind him in line. Baird almost jumped the start. Said he got in the gas, saw Steele's nose disappear behind him, got out of the gas, fell all the way back in the pack. He called his crew and apologized. Now Steele will race their way back to the front together.
All right, we had one of those highway accidents on the restart, a rear ender there, but it got the car straightened back out. Restarting here after one caution flag. Ken Steele, our leader. Mark Thompson in second. Matt Hunter is third. And all the way from 13th starting spot, Harris Devane showing in fourth spot in the car number 33.
Car that looked like Richard Petty's car is Kevin Ray, a young man who grew up just a few miles from here. And there we see Bobby Hamilton Jr. in 95. And there we see Frank Kimmel, the Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet. The fella's trying to be the ARCA champion for 1998. Tim Steele gets a great jump. Meanwhile, there we see the Ken Steele, the yellow car, number 83, Andy Hillenberg in 80, and Kevin Ray drives down to the inside. I guess that's Adam Petty, isn't it? Yes, Adam Petty.
At car number 45 is Petty, the multicolored machine. That's the Spree prepaid phone card Pontiac.
Bobby Gerhardt, the 5 car, Kuwait and Casino's car, right behind the 45.
These 5 shots from high above this 4,000-foot back straightaway, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil and our Pennzoil copter can. Got to move up toward the leaders. Closer to the front of the pack. There's speed with the 80 cars. Pardon me, Vinny.
We talk about leader. We've been talking about nobody but Tim Steele, but now once again, Mark Thompson and Matt Hunter been able to catch up to him, and Harris Devane as well. He brings along Dan Parks in 42. These cars the last time by 190 miles per hour average around this Talladega Superspeedway.
Looking at them coming right at you down that 4,000-foot back chute at 190 miles an hour. Last time by 188 for Steele. Thompson and Hunter in the draft a little bit faster than Steele.
If Thompson can get right close to Tim Steele, I think these cars could probably run over 190 miles an hour easily.
There's a look back from Tim Steele's bumper cam. The 3-time and defending ARCA Series champion, making only his 6th start here in 1998. What a beautiful shot that is. That is super speedway drafting at its finest. Talladega style. Steele the leader. Here is Thompson and Hunter, the front 3.
There we see 6 cars in that lead group. Now we've got several other cars. Adam Petty is leading that group. Followed by. And there we see Jimmy Kitchens down on the bottom of the racetrack as he's going by, or trying to get by, Adam Petty. Bobby Hamilton Jr. follows Jimmy Kitchens.
And here is Frank Kimmel, our points leader, 2 races away from his first car behind you. That's his spotter we're listening to, talking about the spotter for the 46 car of Frank Kimmel.
And there we see Bill Beard that we talked about right behind Frank Kimmel, their outside pole sitter, the last car in this group.
Outside.
This is Bill Beard riding on board with the Saturn machine onboard camera.
48-year-old driver from Sturgis, Kentucky. He is a rookie. Just a 2-point advantage between he and Andy Belmont in the rookie standings. There's a look at Baird. Started on the outside front row and slipped back somewhat. The 14th position.
Meanwhile, back up front, Thompson trying to take a look. The last time by, these cars ran 192 miles per hour average. This time we'll check out and see how fast they're able to run that time. Slow down a little bit. It could be that Thompson, just looking outside a little bit, slowed these cars down.
Midway Island Ford, that's the back bumper for Mark Thompson. And the car number 66. All right, Baird gets a little racy back there. Got back in the line. That 52 is Bill Baird, the 95 car. Bobby Hamilton Jr. Earl and Chet Sadler on machine.
You listen to the exhaust, they never back off the throttle. Here's Talladega Superspeedway, wide open. Entire length of the speedway. You see Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Jesse losing the draft on these cars. Mark Hillenberg driving on the inside of Jimmy Kidman. Now Frank Kimmel's going to try. Can he get some help from Baird? He's hoping he can.
That is for 10th, 11th, and 12th positions.
Be 2 cars with you.
Spotter once again talking to Frank Kimmel. That's Kimmel, the 46 car. Kitchens, the 47 on the outside. That's Baird behind him.
How about Hamilton? See how far back he was just a moment ago? And these cars got side by side. And look, he was able to close up right on the back bumper on him.
Outside.
Now these guys are shuffling for position, side by side, 2 abreast, 3 abreast. And here's the lead pack, Vinny. Single file, nice and slippery.
And running 191 miles per hour. There we see the second 2 cars. Now we see.
Got about 4 car lengths back to 52 car behind you.
And once again, Hamilton Jr. in jeopardy. Is that him there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a 95 car. Bobby Hamilton Jr. That second pack being led by Adam Petty is 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th all together. But here's the pack they're chasing. Tim Steele, the defending and 3-time ARCA champion, showing the way early on here at Talladega Superspeedway. Superspeedway for the Winn-Dixie 300. Tim Steele is our leader. Matt Hutter now in second spot as Mark Thompson's car has moved back to 6th. There's the 33 of DeVade in 3rd. Danny Card is 4th. Now here Thompson is making a run for 5th position.
He's right alongside Mark Gibson. That's Thompson on the inside, the dark 66. Gibson on the outside, the red and black number 59, and that's Tim Fiedel in the yellow car.
That is 4th position. That is 5th, 6th, and 7th. Back to the 59, 66, and 83 is now Fiedel tries to go by Thompson for the 6th spot and moves Mark Thompson back to 7th. He just joined us, Mark Thompson making his
Car
first
tightening
return.
up that much, Mark, where they're getting under you? No. Just fine, I mean. Yeah, we're running 6,800 RPM. I don't know. Everybody else is going quicker.
You know, you wonder why he didn't answer the question promptly when they asked him that question. Because he was in a turn. He was turning.
We get an opportunity. Where are they beating us at?
See, he can't answer now. He's got to wait till he gets to the straightaway before you. See? Oh, what a run he's got now. Watch as he goes by Fiedel and just blows by him. Now he's going to try the same thing on Gibson. He lost a little bit of momentum. He can just get a little help. Now get the cars down full line. That's going to help him.
Clear.
Now that means you can go up the hill if you're clear of that car on the outside of you.
And remember, it's his first race back since March the 3rd. His injury in Atlanta, serious head-on collision with the wall at 190 miles an hour in Atlanta. Sidelined him for some 6 months. And doing a whale of a job. There's a look at Mark Thompson, 46-year-old entrepreneur, jet pilot out of Cartersville, Georgia.
Now we see Gibson and the 83 car Fiedel trying to team up and drive.
What is the water temperature, Mark?
Couldn't quite make it.
Outside. Clear to move up. Clear.
33 car, Harris Devane is in 3rd spot. There's Devane leading that draft. He is 3rd. Danny Pardis is 4th. Now Thompson is 5th.
And the 83 car, Fiedel was able to get by to move into that position behind Thompson. There we see Adam Petty still leading that group of cars. Still Bobby Gerhardt right behind him. It's 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th.
And then after a rather suspicious start by Adam Petty where he made it 3 wide on the first lap of the trial, but he sort of settled in and biding his time now.
Yeah, see, I mean, right now he's just sitting out right in the Gerhardt. I think is wide. He just stayed behind Adam Petty and let Adam pull this group along. After all, they're still only 8 seconds behind the leader, so they're still well in this race.
Riding along with Bobby Gerhardt, the Kuwait and Casino Chevrolet.
See these cars going by on some floor cars, lapping those cars. We talked about the speed disparity. As you see, Lamoureux and then 48 car. There's Cons, who spun earlier. And right along with Frank Kimmel. As he goes by Joe Cooks with the 51 car.
Currently in 13th position, the Advance Auto Parts Chevrolet. 9-time winner of 1998.
74.
500-point advantage over Mark Gibson with this race and just one remaining at Atlanta, which you will see here on the Total Sports Network.
Trying to look on the outside of Hillenburg. As we watch these cars going out the backstretch, the leader is up in the middle, 3 and 4. Right now they're 9 seconds behind Tim Steele, but Steele is now by himself. He's been able to break away from the one car of Matt Hutter. So this should allow these other cars to...
Heavy impact. Looks like Mark Gibson's car has come off the corners and come across the racetrack.
All right, we got 28 laps down. 28 laps down. I don't know if they're going to get 29 complete when you get back.
Just tremendous impact.
Second in the point standings coming into the day, Mark Gibson. Car number 59, the 40-year-old driver from Winder, Georgia. The Jana King machine has come across the racetrack and just almost head-on into the inside wall.
We see some fire there, but luckily the firemen are there on the spot to be able to... Now the windshield, that's the windshield that they're getting off the car.
When the front of that car buckled and flexed, it just popped the windshield out. As the safety crews are there.
Folks, I cannot tell you. We see Adam Petty, and the wreck is going to happen right in front of him. And watch as he comes off and goes straight in the inside wall. What? Oh, me. I think he's already hit the outside wall. I think he'd hit the outside wall, so he had no control whatsoever on the car as he went into the inside wall.
Yeah, he'd already sheared the right front of the car completely away as the car came across, so he had no control, no brakes, nothing to be able to stop the car. Now that car has come to rest up there on the inside of the track apron. Caution number 2 coming out on lap 28 for a violent impact involving Mark Gibson. Back with more in a moment.
Rolling down pit road under caution here at Talladega, the first pit stops of the day. Tim Steele is the race leader. Mark Thompson right behind him. Steele is into his stall. This will be a 4-tire change. I don't have to tell you that his car has been running very, very well. We'll get 4 tires and fuel directly behind him. The 66 of Thompson, also a 4-tire stop around to the left side on the 16. The fuel going in. This is earlier than most teams had anticipated, but a routine stop. Steele fires his car slow to get in gear. Push, he's on his way. Here's Ray.
Bill,
All right, you ready? Go.
unbelievable turn of events as Harris Devane took fuel only and no tires on his race car, so he's going to go from third all the way to the lead of this race. Couple other cars on pit road right now. Tim Fedewa in the quick shine number 83 is going to get 4 tires and gas. Same thing for Adam Petty, and Adam Petty did run over some debris out there on the racetrack after that big crash.
Come on.
These guys are down and away on this end, but they are losing.
Watch it. Okay, go. You're clear all around.
We are under caution here. Caution coming out on lap number 28 for a violent impact. There is Mark Gibson, who has been extricated from the car, and the safety crews were there immediately here at Talladega. Lap number 29 was coming up, and let's show you what happened top of your screen.
Mark Gibson, something happens to the right front, and just car goes directly in the wall. Look at the damage on the right side, and now watch this impact. Unbelievable impact with the inside wall. Just shears the left front off the car. Now the right side and left side are sheared off. Just tremendous impact, both right and left side.
Mark Gibson was making his 161st start today, the most of anybody in today's field, coming in here second in the point standings, and had just won last September 19th to be exact, at Texas Motor Speedway. Let's check in with Ray.
Well, guys, I told you that there was some debris out there on the racetrack for Adam Petty. This is the piece of debris, and they actually pulled this right out of his grill area on the front of the race car. They put 4 tires on the race car, and he's back out there, but hopefully no damage to the radiator as this debris was in the front of the car.
Well, they're dodging bullets and dodging debris here as pit stops continue now for the cars that are not on the lead lap. Heading down pit road, that beautiful shot of Talladega Superspeedway as we continue to work caution here for the second time today. Early on in the Winn-Dixie 300 ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series event. Series Winn-Dixie 300 from Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. Now, due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage. One car spins sideways. It is tapped from behind. That is Mark Thompson. And he loops it around. Thus far, no other cars are spinning. What a job, Benny.
Couple up. Great job.
Jerry, that was
Great
luck.
job.
Pure and simple L-U-C-K luck.
Okay, now, didn't
It looked
we
good,
hit
buddy, I'm
anything,
telling you. Man, oh man, turned the thing sideways about 190 miles per hour, and he's still driving it.
Wow, what a job. As Mark Thompson in his first race back since that injury in March of this year gets a tap from behind and the car gets sideways at 190 miles an hour. Is that what you drivers talk about when you say it, close your eyes and hang on?
Exactly. I mean, Mark Thompson had no idea where he was going. There he is. There we see Thompson, Bobby Gearhart right behind him. They come down through the tri-oval. And right there we see Gearhart just touch. I think Gearhart just touched him a little bit, and around goes Thompson. Now, how lucky is he didn't drift back across the racetrack? And there we see Adam Petty going by on the outside. Cars driving by on the inside. Man, oh man. He straightens up and away he goes. But he'll certainly have 4 flat tires. Watch this. Now, why this car does not come back across the racetrack, I don't know, folks. He should have backed in the wall. You would have thought the car would have backed in the wall. But Thompson, he doesn't have his eyes closed, Jerry. He's really driving that car. When he started going straight, he was turning the steering wheel.
Yeah, you know, he is a jet pilot and excels at these kind of high-speed maneuvers. Look at it from the Penn's helicopter cam. Watch the 5 car. A little tap from behind, right in the tri-oval. Now the field goes by. Now watch the 45. That's Adam Petty zipping by right there.
And Jimmy Kitchens turned left to go by. We see Matt Hutter also turn left to go by. I guess that was Hillenberg that turned left to go by.
And somehow they all miss Mark Thompson. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
And the crew is on the wall waiting for Thompson. He begins to crawl down pit road. This is not the first time Mark has pulled off a stunt like this. He also spun in a race last year and in heavy traffic, never hit anything, grabbed a gear, and continued. Today, very lucky. Down to pit road, he'll get 4 fresh tires, has a very fast car, hasn't had much to complain about all day, and I'm sure they're confident they can get this car back to the front of the field. So Mark Thompson able to avoid any trouble there after the spin began. They've got the right side tires on. Now they want to come around and give him 2 left side tires. They clean the grill, having trouble getting the jack underneath the car. The crew lifting the car. Now they've got it up in the air. So Thompson will get 4 fresh tires and then continue on in the race. An amazing turn of events here. And what Gearhart was trying to do, he was actually trying to help the 66 car wrapped by the competition.
Go.
Just a little bit too fast. Gave a nudge in the rear. There's no damage to the rear of that car.
All right, now let's stay real patient. Got a lot of time.
Watch, we had a camera on board with Bobby Gearhart, the Kuwaitan Casino onboard camera. And check this out. Coming off turn 4. There you see him going by the slow car of Lamoureux. Now, Gearhart is going to drive down to the inside of Harris Devane, get that draft pull right up on the back bumper of the 66 of Thompson. Now he's going to, Bill Weber's talking about bump draft. Right there's the bump. And around goes Thompson. And Gearhart is saying, man, look what I did now. I still can't believe that Thompson is able to spin and not go up the racetrack. First of all, the car is supposed to go back across the racetrack right now. But now, as he goes back forward, he's driving that car right now.
And Benny, years ago, before the roof flaps here, that car might have been on its lid when that happened. And we can't say enough. We talk about them all the time, but those roof flaps have done so much to improve safety in stock car racing. Thompson's car limps back to pit road, fresh tires, he's on his way. Otherwise, that car might have been loaded on a rollback right now. We are under caution for the third time today at Talladega. Coming out with a car of Mark Thompson. It's tapped in turn 4. Back with more in just a moment. Here at Talladega Superspeedway. Ray Dunlap, Bill Lever in the pits. Benny Parsons, yours truly, Jerry Punt.
Green, Bob, green.
Lap number 48. There have been 3 caution flags thus far, and Tim Steele shoves that right foot down the throttle, and the field comes up to speed, entering turn 1. Coming up to speed. Benny, I got to ask you, you've seen Adam Petty really settle down here. What do you think they would be satisfied with? What do you think Kyle really wants Adam to come out of here today with?
He just wants him to go out and power 300 miles. I don't think the finish position matters as long as he gets some experience. Clear. And there we see he's getting some terrific experience today, and that's exactly why he's here.
You just joined us, the young 4th-generation driver, Adam Petty, qualified in 11th spot. He became the youngest driver in the history of ARCA to win a race at Charlotte just a couple of weeks ago at 18 years and 3 months, eclipsing the 18 years and 8 month age of his father, Kyle, who won in Daytona in his first start in February of 1979.
Now, what would Adam Petty be? Only to win. That's all he wants to is win the race. But again, he's 18. He just told the story. He's 18 years old. Big difference from 38 and 18. Hanging on with Tim Steele just a little bit this time. As Steele looks back at him out the rear bumper of his H&S Dye Ford Thunderbird.
Of course, Matt Hunter, the son of famous engine builder Ron Hunter. Many years in all different kinds of racing, building engines for stock cars and open-wheel modifieds. There's a look at Timmy Steele. Great to have him back, making his 6th start here in 1998. Ran both Pocono races, won them both. Finished 2nd at Toledo to Kimmel, 1 at Pikes Peak on ESPN. Had an accident in Atlanta where he finished 30th after sitting on the pole. And this is 6th start of the season.
Last time by, these cars not quite up to speed, just over 188 mile per hour average. That would be surprising this time, but they're not around 190. Jeff Purvis's NASCAR Busch Series car. Check the speeds this time at the line and see how fast we're able to go. No, not quite. 189 miles per hour. We see back at Hillenburg over 190. Also Adam Petty, I'm sorry, the 42 car, a Pardis over 190 miles per hour. Shermany and all those cars back in that from 6th on back over 190 miles per hour. Look at that, Bobby Hamilton Jr., the quickest lap that time.
And he's making only his 4th start in ARCA competition, coming off his best finish in 3rd at Charlotte. So how about a couple of youngsters like Adam Petty and Bobby Hamilton Jr. having great runs, finishing 1st and 3rd at Charlotte. And Benny, we do have an update, some information on Mark Gibson. We are told that still having some x-rays at Caraway Medical Center. We are told a broken wrist and a bruised ankle. Otherwise, seems to be okay. The news gets even better for Mark Gibson and all the Mark Gibson fans.
There we see Frank Kimmel as he looks back at Bobby Hamilton Jr. That's the Sadler brothers car that Hamilton is driving.
Meanwhile, back up front, Tim Steele, 30-year-old driver from Coopersville, Michigan. Has about a 3-car length advantage over Matt Hunter in 2nd.
And Bobby Gerhardt, check it out. They have been able to catch this group, and there we see Hillenburg just shoulder his way by Harris Devane in the 33 car. Here comes Shelmerdine in the 3. And Adam Petty says, I think I'll follow those guys down to the inside. You see Jimmy Kitchens drive back to the outside. Ooh, now he's learning something.
That is Petty in the 45 car. Devane's a 33.
Clear.
Ooh, squeezed up in front of Devane.
That's Jimmy Kitchens in the 47. Mark Stahl is a 32 car. Now, these cars are on the lead lap.
And there we see Kimmel trying to follow Mark Stahl. That's Kimmel, the dark car, the red car on the inside with the yellow letters.
There's Frank Kimmel back in 12th position. Looking back at Harris Devane. Now back up above, we'll show you the battle. Kimmel, the 46 car, trying to hold on and collect his first ARCA Series championship. Fine folks at Pennzoil giving us this great shot of speeds at 190 miles an hour. That's how it looks from high above. Talladega Superspeedway.
The 33, you might be able to get that 47 car.
And right now we have a 13-car draft for the lead. Bobby Hamilton Jr. is back in 13th spot, the tail end of this lead draft.
And from Tim Steele back to Hamilton, it is 2.2 seconds. 13 cars packed into a 2.2-second interval at speeds of 190 miles per hour. That's why they buy the tickets and come to Talladega. Exciting super speedway action, ARCA style. There comes Kenny Steele. The car number 16 leading him down. It is Steele, Hutter, Bobby Gerhardt, Tim Fedewa, Andy Hillenberg in the top 5. Of 113 laps are in the books here for the Winn-Dixie 300. And Tim Steele is showing the way, trying to pick up his 4th win here in 1998. Back with more super speedway action in a moment.
Various teams will try various strategies to get to the front under this caution, but this will be anything but routine for Tim Steele. Even though he's been the leader and been fast, he believes the right front shock is broken on the car. So the crew's going to try and fix it under caution. Steele said he could ride it out under green, but since they got the caution, they're going to go ahead and look it over, and they anticipated changing it. Quickly to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bill, down here, strategy's taking place because Matt Hutter is going to take fuel only and no tires, and just as he's trying to leave, Andy Belmont was coming in the 4.0 America Online car. Now back to Bill.
They work on the right front of Steele's car. The car's still jacked up. Now they've set it down. He only took right side tires, and he's going to work his way back out into traffic. They did not make the shock change. We'll have to check and see what the situation is. Meanwhile, directly behind him, 66 car Mark Thompson gets 4 tires, and he returns to the track.
And Matt Hutter, he said there's Mark Thompson coming back on the racetrack. Matt Hutter, fuel only. Looked like possibly Frank Kimmel, fuel only in the 46 car. Those are the first 2 off of pit road. I can't believe they would have been able to change tires that quickly. Now working the 4th caution today, coming out on lap number 67. Here's what happened.
Up here at the ball, we see Dale Crider in the 15 car. Something happens to the right front, goes up, smacks the wall, comes across the racetrack. But fortunately, it was a 1-car accident. No one else involved. As always, see all these cars going by on the inside before Crider comes directly across the racetrack.
All right, caution flag on the racetrack, waving in Hank Wetzel's hand. So we'll take a break and come back with more exciting action from Talladega Superspeedway in just a moment. Caution flag today, coming out on lap 67, riding along with the HSI driver, Tim Steele. A little bumpy out there for Tim Steele. Let's check out in his pits and find out why. Bill?
Well, Doug Schoenborn is his crew chief. You and your wife Peggy just had a newborn son 3 weeks ago. David, that's kind of makes for a few rough nights, but your driver's having a pretty rough ride of it right now. What's the matter with your car?
Yeah, he is. We broke a right front shock mount on the bottom, and there's just no way to fix it. So it's up to the man upstairs right now. He's out there dirt tracking, I guess. We run these shocks so stiff, and it's up to the man upstairs and that kid in the seat right now.
Okay, can you explain to the race fan what that feels like, Doug?
Well, like dirt racing, I guess, going across railroad tracks or chatter bumps on a dirt road. It's just going to feel like this, you know, like chatter bumps.
190 miles an hour. That's a rough ride. Here's Ray.
Well, Bill, just before that caution came out, I had come over to check with Johnny Allen, the crew chief on Matt Hutter's car, to see how they were going to try to dispose of Steele and if they had anything to do it. He said, our only option at this point is to team up with Tim Fedewa and try to draft past him. Well, on that pit stop, of course, both of those cars took gas only, no tires. to get track position, and now they're up front, and apparently Tim Steele may not be a factor in the end of this one today.
I think it's too early to count Tim Steele out, though. It's going to be a little rough out there, but he's a competitor.
Ready. Get ready. Green, 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 Bobby, green.
You heard the spotters hollering, and Hank Wetzel waving the green hanky would go back at it on lap number 74. Our restart after 6 laps of caution. Number 1 leads the way. Now where is Tim Steele? There's the 16 car. There's the 80 of Hillenberg, the 33 of Devane. Steele being shown in 9th position.
And watch as he goes by Dan Pardis and also Mark Stahl with no shock in the right front.
And you can see that car bouncing just a moment ago down the back stretch. Talking about the 16 car. The right front of that car. Now watch him.
Touch Gerhardt, and Gerhardt spins in front of all these cars. A lot of cars moving behind so far. I guess it's just a one-car crash.
No, there's more cars involved up in the turn. In turn 1, there's cars. Adam Petty is involved. Hillenberg is involved. Those cars right in front of Bobby Gerhardt.
That wasn't your fault. That was Tim Steele. He was trying to pass. He went 3 wide. The 5 car went up into him, and he cut down into you, man. As long as you're okay, we're all right, man.
There's Adam Petty climbing out of that car.
Yeah, Adam, I'd get away from that thing as far as I can.
So there are still cars. They're slowing down over in turn 4, but there's the young man. Then we can show you what happened is Tim Steele. Watch the 16 car, left side of your screen.
He cuts up in front of the 32 car of Stahl. Now, that's Gerhardt in the 5 car going through the trouble. Now, Gerhardt never dreams about Tim Steele coming up on the outside so fast, but all of a sudden, Gerhardt is right there. They make contact, and Gerhardt goes down. Oh, and I see touches Adam Petty in the right rear. He goes head on in the wall. Just nothing he could do. And I guess another car gets tapped from behind and hits the wall with the nose of his car. I think that's Harris Devane. That's the Hillenberg's car that's done. I think Harris Devane also involved in this. Watch once again as Tim Steele. We're riding along with him. And here comes Gerhardt right up in front up the racetrack.
And now from Bobby Gerhardt's roof camera.
And just listen.
That roof camera gave you a great shot of the 33 and the 80 getting together. Here's another angle.
Once again, watch this, bam, in the wall. And you know, Gerhardt hadn't even backed off the gas when he hit the wall. There he just touches the 45 car in the right rear. And then the 33 and 80 with no place to go, the 45 sliding across the racetrack directly in front of them, they make contact.
So once again, the cars involved in this 5th caution flag today. Tim Steele's car, contact with Bobby Gerhardt, Adam Petty, Hillenberg, and Devane. Those are the cars involved with 75 laps complete.
Makes contact with Tim Steele. He comes across, clips Adam Petty in the rear. He goes head on the wall, and also 2 other cars. Andy Hillenberg goes in the wall, and just a close call as Harris Devane just clips the 45 car. Watch the helicopter. There we see Gerhardt. There we see Adam Petty. Now watch coming into the screen is there we see the 80 car in the wall, and watch just barely clips the 45. Does Harris Devane.
Now Tim Steele had a reported broken shock in the right front. They take the shock off and throw it on the ground. Let's check in on their pitch with Bill Weber.
And Jerry, this is the shock they took off the right front of Tim Steele's car. You can see right here it's clearly broken away from the support. They wanted to yank it out of there because they were afraid it was going to rub against the tire and perhaps puncture the tire. They had a fresh right shock here ready to go, but since the support is broken, there was no way to affix it to the chassis of the car. They also had some broken hood pins. They remedied that with tape and forced the pins back in. About ready to go back to green, but it's going to be a rough ride for Tim Steele.
Boy, how rough will that be, Benny?
It's going to be pretty tough. The other 3 shocks will have flooded or crashed already.
One car gets spun completely around, just does a 360.
And the green flag is out.
That was Kurt Shelberdine that got spun around on the start. Got some front end damage on his car number 3, but the green is still going, and he's down on the apron of the racetrack.
Oh, man, he had a great run going. But meanwhile, Matt Hutter and the 83 car Speedo have a breakaway from the rest of the field. There's the leader, Matt Hutter. There's second place, the yellow car. Now here's Subway in the battle for third spot. 46 of Kimmel is in third spot, and 42 Pardis is in fourth.
There's Kimmel, the car number 46, looking out the back of his Visionary Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet. If you just joined us, he became officially the 1998 ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series champion. And there is the damaged car number 3 of Kirk Shelmerdine. Less than 32 laps to go now at Talladega in the penultimate event for the 1998 series. Next to last ARCA series event. There's Matt Hutter in the car number 1. Who's our leader by about 15 car lengths over Tim Steele. Let's check into pits with Ray Dunlap, right?
Well, Doc, I've caught up with Harris Devane. You're standing here, the car's over there. I guess that means you're done for the day, huh?
Yeah, we're done for the day. We had a good call. We had a good top 5 call. I want to thank the Georgia Prince Commission, Bob Skin, and Roger Lim Company for supporting us. I don't know, the tractor had a bad wreck going into one down here, and this track was closed up. All the smoke off. When the smoke cleared, Hillenberg was performing me sideways. We went in both hands and went down low. They messed up. Way out for the day.
Well, guys, they're done for the day. They had a pretty old race car, but it was running fast, but I guess you'll have to try next time.
Tough break for Harris Devane, who won his initial race at Atlanta last November. And let's show you what happened just a moment ago on the restart as the green flag waves in the tri-oval area.
There we see the cars going down, and there we see some contact. And Frank Kimmel gets almost pushed. He does get pushed into the wall. And there we see the 3-car of Shelmerdine, who hit him, and a lot of damage to the right side of Shelmerdine's car. He just now made it back to pit road.
All right, back up front, Matt Hutter in the car number 1, Fedua in second spot. Now the 16 car of Tim Steele restarted in 15th position, and he has come all the way toward the top 5 right now in 7th spot, but making a move.
And he's got Mark Thompson along to help him as he tries to get by Bobby Hamilton Jr. 95 and Kevin Ray in 43. Kevin Ray, the 43 car, is in 5th spot. And don't you know that Steele hates to go down in that first turn with no shock on that thing, hitting those bumps?
Watch the right front of that car. It comes off the corner. The car didn't even wiggles. He's just hanging on. Bill Weber reported that the right front shock mount was broken. He showed it to you a moment ago, and it is a bucking Bronco down the backstretch at 190 miles an hour. We're talking about Tim Steele in the car number 16.
We're on board with Tim Steele now. Just watch his head. Steering wheel is pretty good. But we can see that him just bouncing up and down and hits the bumps on the racetrack. He's able to get by Kevin Ray. He's moved into the 5th spot. Thompson not able to get by. Wow, watch down in the corner.
Well, watch him just bounce around in that seat. Now, he is strapped in with Buck. Now, here's Mark Thompson in the car. Look how nice and smooth Mark's ride is. A little bit of vibration, but not the violent bouncing. You're seeing Mark Thompson even take the hand off the steering wheel. You won't see Tim Steele doing that right now the way he's bouncing around in his car.
You see Thompson go down in the corner, turn the steering wheel as he tries to move forward. You'll see Kevin Ray on his left side as he comes off the corner. He's been able to get by Bobby Hamilton Jr. There to see the leaders now. The 4-car lead. 4 cars race for the lead.
Mad Hunter in the car number 1. That's the white Chevrolet. The yellow car is Timmy Fedewa driving for Ed Rinsey. Yes, he was the Busch Grand National Series ace. In third spot, the newly crowned ARCA Series champion, Frank Kimmel. And back in fourth position is Danny Pardis. The Jim and Judy Motorsports machine for Danny Pardis. Matt Hunter trying to get his first ever ARCA victory. Driving for James Finch in the car number 1.
And there we see Tim Steele. We saw him coming into the picture just a moment ago. Last time was 2.43 seconds behind. Let's see. Is he gaining on this group during a draft? He shouldn't be, but he is.
Laps are winding down here at Talladega Superspeedway. We'll come back and settle it after this. Matt Hunter, our leader. 86 are complete. So Mar-Hyde Supercar Series Winn-Dixie 300 from Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. Now, due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage. Getting set for a shootout ARCA style. The ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde Series at Talladega Superspeedway. Next to the last race of the 1998 season, and what a barn burner we got. Car number 1, Matt Hunter, the youngster, trying to get his first win. 83 is Tim Fedewa. And behind him is Tim Steele, making only his 6th start of the 1998 season, the 3-time series champion. Here's another pack behind them.
Frank Kimmel, Danny Pardis, and Mark Thompson. These cars running 4th, 5th, and 6th. Trying to get together, grab towards the front.
All right, let's check in the Tim Fedewa pits with Ray Dunlap. Ray?
Well, guys, after about the 5th race of this season,
15 to go or 18 to go, it's time by.
the car owner of the 83, Ed Rinsey, hired Jeff Finley. Now, Finley is from Michigan, and one of his really good buddies from whenever he was back in grade school is a guy by the name of Tim Fedewa. That's why Fedewa's driving this car today. He's from Michigan.
Coming with you.
Guess who else is from Michigan? Tim Steele in the 16. Both of these guys have raced together for a long time, and up on the roof spotting for Tim Fedewa is Jeff Finley. And those guys are having a great battle, 3 abreast on the racetrack.
What a battle, Ben.
Hang with him, Tim. Hang with him.
Tim Steele takes the lead. Now he doesn't have to worry about getting these cars. That's what he was waiting for. Just the perfect moment to get by these guys without taking a chance and bouncing up into one of these cars.
Oh, no, buddy.
Now he's got the whole racetrack to drive. He might be able to hang on for these next 15 laps.
Tim Steele, who was injured while practicing Bud Moore's car back in Atlanta in November of 1997. A closed head injury. Some question if he would ever get back in a race car. He got back at Talladega. He was partly back at Pocono. You take a look from high above with the Pennzoil Copter cam. That's the battle, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He won both Pocono events. We're talking about Tim Steele. He finished 2nd on the short tracks at Toledo. He won at Pikes Peak on ESPN. He had trouble at Atlanta, and now we see the back of that car wiggling a little bit. He's trying to pick up his 4th win in just 6 starts.
Stay focused. Be patient.
If he comes by, there'll be 13 laps to go. 13 laps in the year. Fedewa and Hunter get by Tim Steele is try to work together to get by Steele.
Oh, shit, y'all.
And Tim Fedewa's car goes abruptly up across the racetrack. I don't wonder if he cut a tire. Now the car comes down, will bounce off that inside wall.
Very similar to exactly what happened to Mark Gibson. And we see the fuel pump has been knocked off the right side of the car. That was a flame that we saw.
Tire, you guys.
Tim Steele.
We're in the
he
wall hard.
realizes-
Ambulance, everybody's rolling. Rolling.
And Steele gets out of that thing because he felt that fire.
We pulled his cord out.
Fedewa.
Okay, take a look at Tim Fedewa. Now watch the car just abruptly veer.
Looks like something broke in the right front. Either the right front tire lost the air or broke something, and look at all that fire out the back of the car, and there's nothing Fedewa can do. He feels the flame. There's nothing he can do, and watch this impact as it goes down. Once again, like the Mark Gibson car that hit the inside wall. Car just, bam. Wow.
Like you almost see debris on the right side of the car where maybe they've cut a tire. See chunks of rubber as the car begins to veer across. He's already hit the outside wall, and as you said, the fuel pump sheared off, still pumping fuel, and watch him bounce off that inside wall. This time from high above with the Pennzoil Copter cam shot.
Watch as it goes down the corner, and all of a sudden the car just goes to the right. Indication that the right front tire went flat. Now we'll go down and watch this impact.
All right, let's see what Tim Steele saw from his camera right looking back at the 83.
There we saw the right front tire just for an instant go down, and then the car veered to the right.
All right, there's an opening there. They get him down underneath the fence, down to the ambulance. Fortunately, Timmy Fedewa, after a great run today, able to walk away, but brings out the 6 caution flag here on lap number 100. 12 laps to go. This contact with Bobby Gerhardt. He escapes as Gerhardt another spin. Then a problem with the shock absorber. He's on pit road and just pull it off, but the shock mount was broken. He has to come back out and restart by bouncing around in that car back in 15th spot. Makes a move downside inside of Tim Fedewa and Matt Hunter to take the lead, and that's where he sits right now. With 106 laps complete, Tim Steele, who's battled back from injury and overcome a lot of obstacles today, leading the way here.
See the pace car pulling off the racetrack. Signal's been given. They're coming down for the green flag. This time out, it'll be 6 laps to go once they cross the start-finish line. There we see Steele, the leader. Second place car, Matt Hunter. Frank Kimmel's down 3rd spot. And Dan Pardis is in 4th. Mark Thompson is in 5th. Bobby Hamilton Jr. is in 6th.
14 cars on the lead lap as they come roaring at you on the restart here. 113 laps is this race, 300 miles. The Winn-Dixie 300. And Steele just pulling away.
Tonight, Matt Hunter and Kimmel can get hooked up and get a great run on Tim Steele. It just might work, but they're not getting together. They're 5-6 car lengths apart. Steele down the backstretch, trying to take away some of the air off from Matt Hunter.
There's Kimmel, 46 to 42 of Danny Pardis. Take a look at the rear bumper. The ARCA Bondo Mar-Hyde bumper cam for our leader, Tim Steele. They are waging war back in the pack.
Andy Hillenberg is still out there in that 80 car and running in 9th spot, and I thought he hit the wall awfully hard. He's still out there lead lap in 9th spot. Meanwhile, Hunter is coming right up. He's closing in on Tim Steele. Now back to the battle for 3rd spot.
Mark Thompson is there, right where he started. Back there with Danny Pardis. Here is the battle up front. And Hunter has just closed in a hurry on Tim Steele. It was about 8 car lengths. Now it's down to about 2.5. 5 laps to go. Here is Thompson making a move underneath Kimmel for position. That would be for the 4th spot.
And Bobby Hamilton Jr. drives alongside, trying to take in. Here comes Hunter, trying to go on the outside.
The youngster and the veteran up front. Matt Hunter in the car number 1. And Tim Steele in the car number 16. 4 laps to go. That time by. Tim Steele has led 69 of 109 laps.
See Kevin Ray in the 43 car. He's hooked up with Jimmy Kickett, with Bobby Hamilton Jr. They're all getting by Frank Kimmel. Here comes Mark Stahl. They're all going back. Kimmel losing position one after the other.
And Andy Hillenberg in the car number 80. Also back in there. He is in 10th spot. Back up front, they will come by. And Hank Wetzel will hold up 3 fingers, 3 to go. The start-finish line all the way down entering turn 1. in a bucking Bronco. Minus a right front shock, the car bouncing and moving.
Tim Steele goes left. Then he goes back right. Trying his best to keep that one car behind, hoping that Hutter will not be able to get a run on him. That Hutter probably doesn't realize that Steele has that shock off the well. I guess his crew saw him take that shock off. They probably have radioed him. You're right, Jerry. He's missed the shock absorber.
Tim Steele using all 45 feet of the racing surface here at Talladega. 2 to go. White flag. Next time by. Champion. Trying to hold off the challenge of young Matt Hutter in the car number 1.
Once again, he'll go left. He'll go back to the right. Just anything he can to keep Hutter from getting that draft. All the cars behind him have to do the same thing.
Got to wonder if Hutter has the experience here.
Boy, he's getting a great run off this corner. When you get in the straightaway, Steele has that horsepower able to pull away. Not pull away, to maintain his advantage.
Coming down for the white flag this time by. They wave the flag at Tim Steele. Final lap. Hutter and Steele, veteran and youngster.
And once again, Tim Steele will do the same thing. He goes left. He'll go back to the right. Meanwhile, a great battle going on for third spot between Hardis, Thompson, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Kevin Ray. But this is a battle for first.
Matt Hutter only his 8th ever ARCA start. His first race in 1998 ARCA competition. Here he comes down as Tim Steele will hang on and win the Winn-Dixie 300. As they come to the line, it will be Steele by a car and a half. Here's the battle back behind him, all through the pack. Kevin Ray able to hang on for 6th position. There they are celebrating down in the pits. Let's check in the Tim Steele pits.
With Doug Schornborn, congratulations. A remarkable win for you guys. How did he get back to the front?
I'll tell you what, this whole team, everyone earned this win. We had a major problem. You saw 3 shocks on a car at Talladega. It's unheard of. Tim Steele, the man of steel with a heart of gold. That's all there is to it.
And follow that. Tim Steele and his crew go to victory lane at Talladega.
How about that? The young man's 4th Talladega win, his 4th win of 1998 in just 6 starts. We'll come back and talk with him.
You change your oil every 3,000 miles, right? You don't, do you? You push it. Now you're so busy you try to squeeze another 1,000 miles out of your oil. Well, squeeze this. To do it yourself when you have the time. Reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. Anybody say insurance? It's been tested. And unlike that lazy uncle nobody really likes to talk about, it works. Quaker State.
Quaker State for protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. And by the Money Store, where America goes for money. 1-800-LOAN-YES. Now let's go down to our McDonald's winner's circle. Here's Bill Weber.
And the man of steel is back home in victory lane. And an amazing run. And a big drink, and congratulations. And his daughter Kelsey is here. And how'd you do that with 3 shocks?
I don't know. I thank God we were definitely blessed today. I'll tell you what, because, man, I've never had to work so hard for something in my whole entire life. This day, it seemed like everything that could go wrong did, and I can't believe the outcome of the thing. You know, all the guys from HSI Soft-Tech crew they done a hell of a job for me. Nobody never gave up. I never gave up, and I've been gone a lot, and, you know, they put me together an awesome car. Normally, I take the credit for that, but I haven't been there.
Welcome back. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bill.
Tim Steele in victory lane, and now the 1998 ARCA champion is with Ray Dunlap.
He sure is, Bill, and congratulations, Frank. 9 wins in 1998, a dream season, and today you clinched the championship.
What a throll, I tell you. The Advanced Auto Parts Visionary City, the whole crew, man, everybody deserves this that's been a part of this. And special day, I tell you. It's hard racing out there. You run around there with about half as much power as you need, and you know, our motor ran great. The car ran good. It just takes a total package, and we kind of overachieved a little bit, got up there in third and kind of hung out and kind of got trained there at the end a little bit, but that's part of it. So it was a great day for us.
And guys, he made his Winston Cup debut back at Michigan. Look for him there, some more in the near future.
How about that? Congratulations to Frank Kimmel. Take a look at our final results. And Benny, what a day at Talladega.
Man, it was a great day. Danny Partis, great run for him. How about Thompson and Steele fighting back from adversity? Mark Stahl, a good run. And Hillenberg survived a crash to run ninth.
14 cars finishing on the lead lap. And the good news that Mark Gibson has been taken to Caraway Medical Center, broken wrist and a bruised foot, but no other severe injuries, and that is great news for all of us who are big ARCA and Mark Gibson fans. As you look at our final results, don't forget, tomorrow, NASCAR Today, coming up at 12:30 Eastern Time on the Deuce, and our live flag coverage for the 30th running of the Winston 500 at 1 Eastern Time. For Ray Dunlap, Bill Weber, and Benny Parsons, I'm Jerry Pudge, congratulating that man on a win and Frank Kimmel on a championship. So long, everyone, from Talladega.